I guess I'm here to bring a tag. What? Okay. Hello everyone, May here. I know what you're thinking. You're like, where have you been, May? So today I'm here to bring you the intimidating TBR tag. But before I start, I just wanted to say, where have I been? I've been moving, that's why, and I keep trying, but I now am getting used to a really long commute into school every day, and so it just totally eats up all of my time. It has been an age since I've done a tag, so just let's get on to this. I actually have no idea who created this tag. I will leave a link in the description box below if I can find out, but whatever. Basically, this tag is just a list of books that are really intimidating. Like, most of my TBR is pretty intimidating because really books should just scare you because, you know, those are ideas waiting to be unfurled at you and change your world forever. But these are specifically intimidating books that I've been putting off or haven't read for various reasons. So the first question is, talk about a book you've been unable to finish. And for me, I kind of played around with a few, and I think the one that I ended up coming back to was Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. This book was given to me by my brother, and I really liked the look of it, and it had a review from Patrick Rothfuss on it, and it's kind of like Japanese steampunk, so I don't know why I'm not into that. I don't know why I've been unable to finish this. I think it's just... it seemed really interesting in the concept, but then actually reading it, it just kept on not intriguing me. I don't particularly like the main character. I just haven't read it. Like, for some reason, it just hasn't grabbed me. Strong start here, but I just cannot finish this, and I don't know why, and I should finish it. I'm like most of the way through, and I just haven't, and it's just sitting on my bookshelf mocking me. Next lot of questions, like the rest of the questions, are book I have been unable to read yet because... And the first one is because I haven't had time. Okay, so I'm actually whipping out another Jay Kristoff here, but that is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I've kept trying to make time for this, and currently I've been trying to take this with me and like read this when I'm on the bus, because I can't listen to an audio while I'm on the bus because it's too noisy, and because it's too much everyone getting up and down and moving around. And I'm trying to read this at the minute, but I just haven't had time. It's really like heavy content. Nevernight basically is about a chick, I think, who's trying to, like, kill the people who killed her family. I don't really know much more about it. It's setting a, like, a really rich fantasy kind of feel. It feels almost quite Italian. It's incredibly rich writing, and I've heard lots of people just go on about this book. Also, the cover is just so pretty. The next one that I have is I haven't read yet because it's a sequel, and this is because I tried to kind of start reading it, and then I was like, I don't remember any of what happened in the first book, because the first book was a book which I read, actually it was my first book of last year, and that was Red Rising, and so this book, because it's a sequel, is Golden Sun, by Pierce Brown, by the way. I haven't read it, because I hardly remember all of the characters. Like, I remember what happened in Red Rising, and it blew my mind, but I don't remember all of the characters, and so I go to read Golden Sun, and I'm like, oh, who are these people again? So I just haven't read it, and I know I should, because there's like Iron Gold coming out, and I need to finish, you know, Morningstar even before I get to Iron Gold, but like, there's so much hype to read this book, but I just haven't done it, and I should, but I haven't. The next category is you haven't read it yet because it's new. For me, it would have to be The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I've heard, like, everyone has just been going on about this book and how great it is. And I read the synopsis and I was like, is this really going to be such a great book? But people, like, that only give out, like, hard-ass reviews have been saying they really enjoyed this book. So I obviously need to read it. I'm avoiding the bookstore. By that I mean I walk through the bookstore with a tightly held hand on my wallet going, don't you dare, don't you dare. Maybe I'll wait till the library has it. I'm such a cheapskate. Question number 5. You have not read it yet because you read something else by the author which you didn't enjoy. For me, I'd have to go with The Aeronauts Windlass by Jim Butcher. Now, I've kind of started this ages ago, and I kind of read a little bit, and then I put it down, and I don't know why I haven't read this. Like, the concept is so cool, but I kind of read what's it called? Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher, which I've been told the rest of the series is like, it just gets better and better and better and amazingly awesome, but I didn't like the first one. And because of that, this book is kind of big. For a little synopsis about this book, it's got, like, everyone lives in spires above the ground because there's lots of beasties that live on the ground, and so there's lots of, like, flying machines, and it's a bit steampunk, and there's, like, an entire race of cats, and I'm going to move that so I have more light. Woo, there we go. I don't want to be let down again because this book seems so cool. Yeah. I will get to this book because I bought this book ages ago. I bought this book when I first bought Way of Kings and The Book Thief, and I've read both of those. It was like 2-3 years ago when I first came to Brisbane ever for an audition, and so I need to finish this because it'll kind of be like my wrap-up. Maybe that's why I'm not finishing this, because if I finish it, then like my first experience ever coming to Brisbane will be officially wrapped up, and then I'll officially be like an old Brisbaneite that's been living here for more than novice years. I don't know. I've only been here for like a year. What? The next question is, you haven't read it yet because you haven't been in the mood, and kind of there are so many books that fit this category because I'm definitely a mood reader. But one particularly that's been sitting on my shelf for ages that I have not read and people are still going to kill me is Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. This book is a classic as far as I know. Of course it's a classic, it's a freaking Penguin classic. Anyway, I haven't read this book because I don't know why. Like, it's very beautifully written, and I read like the first chapter and it's beautifully written, and I think it's about like a war veteran coming home in a place called Brideshead, and I assume stuff happening or whatever. But, like, I don't know why I haven't read this, but just haven't been in the mood. I don't feel like reading classics. The next question is, you haven't read it because it's humongous. I don't actually have a copy of this with me because it's humongous. That is Royal Assassin by Robin Hobb. I read Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb ages ago, but I now need to probably reread the first one to read the second one, so I probably can fit into the other category. But also, Royal Assassin is really big. Like, I got halfway through it and it's really big. Like, it's over 600 pages, 700 pages, depends on the copy you've got. But it's a really big book, and it's very, like, quite heavy reading. It's very high fantasy heavy reading, and so you have to have endurance to read this book. So I just haven't got there. The final question is, you haven't read it because it was a cover buy and then reviews seem to be a bit more negative. Now, my thing is, I don't actually generally buy a book until I've read lots of reviews about it because I'm very much, as much as I'm an impulse person, I generally will try to make an informed impulse decision, if that makes any sense. Okay, I'm just a superpowers impulse buyer, okay? But the book I'm going for this is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I don't know why I haven't read this book. As far as I know, it's like a YA one where she's a princess and she runs away on her wedding night to go away and not be a princess because she doesn't want to be a princess and whatever. Anyway, and then they send like her betrothed and an assassin after her, and one is one and one is the other, and you don't know which is which. But I don't know, for some reason that didn't particularly intrigue me, and I started reading it, and again, it particularly intrigued me, and I was like, this is going to be like a sucky, dumb YA book, which there are a lot of sucky, dumb YA books, which is terrible, because there are a lot of really good YA books, and the sucky ones give YA a bad name. So many people have read this, and I just don't know why. Like, I don't know anymore. So now that we've all seen A, the guilt, and B, the intimidation of this reader, if you have read any of these books, and maybe if you tell me to read them, maybe I will read them better, please tell me in the comments below to read these books if you have read them and you think they were good, or just like tell me not to bother. If these books like just aren't actually any good, maybe I just shouldn't read them. Maybe that's why I haven't got to them. Please let me know below, and if you've done this tag, also let me know. I haven't thought of anyone to tag, but if you want to do this tag, please do this tag. Yeah, maybe I'll leave some tags in the description box below and I'll go and comment and tell people that they should do this tag too, because I don't want to be the only one who's intimidated. Okay, bye! Just dry already. Dry. Why did I paint my nails right before filming? This is a terrible idea. Oh, that was English, I swear. This place is too hot, kill me now, why did I move to this state? Oh my gosh, it's crazy and people don't understand. And the final question is, you haven't read it because I've totally forgotten. I am really sorry for the lateness of all of these. I've been super busy.